Boxing Ego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. What up, fight world? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Back with my segment Ego Rumor Mill, aka Just like the title suggests, this is at this point a rumor, but if you guys follow the channel, you guys can look at the playlist, the Ego Rumor Mill. A lot of stuff comes into fruition, and I'm getting this from a good source. I haven't heard anyone else talking about it, but that's a fight, like you guys seen in the title, between Robert the Ghost Guerrero and Josesito the Riverside Rocky Lopez. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, if you don't, you should, at Boxing Ego. I have this series, and I used to do it on my YouTube videos too, but sometimes I get busy. It's called Ego Matchmakers. So if you see the hashtag Ego Matchmakers, that's just me playing matchmakers. Now, obviously not all the fights have come into fruition. Like I want to see Con Broner, Mikey Garcia versus Danny Garcia, but some of them have, like this one. 58 weeks ago, I said my dude Errol Spence likes the idea of Ego Matchmakers. He's down for whatever. And I called for Errol Spence Jr. versus Chris Algieri on the Matchmaker series, and that's obviously one that came into fruition. Other past ones, I did Floyd versus Maidana, and a ton of just different fights. Triple G Lemieux, that one came. Abner Modest, Cuellar, we just got that in December. So there's a ton that Lucas Matisse, Ruslan Provodnikov, and this is all before the fights were even talked about or announced. So another one that I did a long time ago was Robert Guerrero. 46 weeks ago, Robert Guerrero versus Josesito Lopez. I like the fight. I think it's a good fight, and to me it makes sense with where both guys are at. And from my source, this is going down in May at the Staples Center, so a perfect location. Robert Guerrero, he's from the Bay, he's from Gilroy, California, and Josesito obviously from Riverside, the Riverside Rocky, and I think it's a good fight. Guerrero, we haven't seen him back in the ring since the David Peralta loss. It went to decision. Nobody really heard of Peralta, and he ended up beating Guerrero on PBC on the scorecard. So that wasn't a highlight moment for Guerrero. He has some losses in his last couple of fights. His fight with Aaron Martinez, he got badly hurt in the fight. A guy with minimal knockdowns, like 4 knockdowns, knocked him down and looked like he was out on his feet, but he recovered, and then they gave him the fight. Controversial. Some people thought he lost that fight. Keith Thurman pretty much dominated him. Danny Garcia looked good against him. So he's in need of a strong win, a strong comeback. Same thing with Josesito Lopez. He's lost to Canelo, had a tough fight with Victor Ortiz. He lost to Maidana, got stopped by him. He beat Aaron Martinez, so that's a mutual opponent that they both have. So I think where both guys are at in the welterweight division, a fight like this makes sense because they're looking to get back to the high praises, and you know what I mean, Josesito lost to Andre Berto as well, got stopped by him. So they're kind of at the crossroads of their career. Welterweight division is stacked, and these are the types of fights they have to go through to get, in my opinion, to get back and climb up that ladder to get bigger shots. Berto and Sean Porter have this spat going on right now. They're trying to make that fight. So these are the, like, for me, in the welterweight division, you have like the guys who are just doing great, the Errol Spences, the Danny Garcia, Kell Brook if he's a welterweight, I don't know what he's doing, Keith Thurman. Those are the guys that are pretty much considered at the top of the division. Then you have a legend like Pacquiao, things like that. And then you have below them, you have the other like guys with former champions, things like that, the Guerreros, the Andre Bertos, and you know what I mean, guys with maybe some losses. And I think these guys have to hash it out to get those title shots again. So if hypothetically, let's say Berto and Porter fight, maybe the winner fights Guerrero Lopez. Amir Khan's coming off a bad stoppage loss. He's still a name. He was doing good at welterweight before he decided to move up for whatever reason and get a payday against Canelo and get knocked out in that fight. He would get knocked out in the 6th round. That's also a fight I would like to see. Maybe Amir Khan versus the winner of this particular fight. Sammy Vasquez is fighting Luis Collazo. Maybe the winner of that fight the winner of this fight. This is just me playing matchmaker, but from my source, what I'm hearing, Robert Guerrero and Josesito Lopez is the next order of business in May, Staples Center. I will give you guys an update. Remember where you heard it here first. And again, I think it's a good fight. I think this is the fight that they should have. It's definitely a California fight. Both guys from California. I think stylistically, they both entertain in terms of their fighting style. Guerrero in the lighter divisions, to me, used to box a lot more, and he was more tactical. Like when he's fighting Vicente Escobedo and Orlando Salidos and stuff like that, he was boxing more. But over the years, as he moved up to welterweight, he kind of took on this like machismo role, and I don't know if that was good, because if you look at it, Robert Guerrero frame wise, I don't even know how he's making featherweight in all these light divisions, because he looked big, you know what I mean? Frame wise, he clearly had the frame to add up and go to welterweight. So if anything, try to bully some of those dudes. But when you fight bigger guys, naturally bigger guys like Mayweather and Pacquiao, you have to be smarter, you know what I mean? So if at any point you abandoned your boxing for like more flat-footed brawling, it should have been when you were in the lighter divisions. But now you're facing guys who have never. Andre Berto, probably he's so muscle bound, he could probably never make featherweight, right? He would be like dead on the scales. He just looks he has too much body mass, you know what I mean? Too many muscles to make featherweight. So Robert Guerrero has to always remember that you came up from those lighter divisions. Same thing like Broner. You've seen Broner, his power was very apparent at 130 and 135, but he jumped up 2 weight divisions. Paulie took his power and had a tough fight with him, and it was a split decision, right? And then also Maidana obviously beat him, and then Sean Porter at a catchweight beat him. So you got to look at it like that. When you're moving up in weight, you have to almost be smarter if you're fighting bigger guys. Like, you see what Canelo's doing. If Floyd Mayweather wasn't the fighter that he is, and the smart, savvy, ring IQ general that he is, then, you know what I mean, Canelo clearly if he has the power to knock out Kirkland and hurt all these other bigger guys, then he clearly has the power to hurt Floyd, because Floyd's not a big welterweight. So that's just my little 2 cents on Robert Guerrero. I think he needs to get back to the boxing. I don't know if he can turn back the clock, because again, he has some recent losses. Same thing with Josesito Lopez. Josesito Lopez has losses too. So this is the type of fight that they need. Another potential matchup for the winner of this that I like, aside from Amir Khan, Sammy Vasquez-Collazo winner, is Adrian Broner. I think the winner of this fight, because Broner to me is not a real welterweight. I mean, his best performances aren't at welterweight, put it that way. So if he gets past Granados, then I would like to see him fight maybe the winner of this particular fight. And Robert Guerrero and Broner have some history at the Andre Ward weigh-in or whatnot against Chad Dawson. They were both out in Oakland, and there was like this confrontation that went viral, and he was like, send the contract, and they got into it, but the fight never materialized. So the first step is to get these guys back on a, you know what I mean, a solid like Spike TV card or Premier Boxing Champ. Again, SoCal's the perfect location and venue for this. Robert Guerrero's, like, fans can travel. Obviously, Riverside fans can travel to see Josesito Lopez. It'll probably be a war. Put another good fight on the card. And this will be a fight, to me, to help establish this person and help them climb back up the ladder after, you know what I mean, some loss on their career. So I like the fight. I don't think it's bad. You know what I mean? Obviously, if you're talking about the best possible welterweight bouts, I mean, it's not going to be that. It's not going to be the most meaningful. But some of you guys have to literally check yourself and be realistic. You know what I mean? Not every fight is going to be Danny Garcia versus Keith Thurman. Somebody's O has to go. That's just not how boxing works. And Al Heyman's given us so much boxing. You have to expect some fights like this that maybe aren't as meaningful, but they're still exciting. You look at HBO's card last night, that's not a meaningful fight. The best person in that division is Vasyl Lomachenko. You know what I mean? And Francisco Vargas lost to Berchelt, and a guy that Vargas beat, Takashi Miura, fought Mikey Roman, or whatever his name is. That's not really a meaningful fight too. So you have to understand, fights like this are going to, it's not always going to be the #1 and the #2 guy, the Danny Jacobs and Golovkin, the #1 and #2 person in the division. But these guys have to make a living, and they still are active fighters, and they have to and want to climb back to get back into title contention. And with losses, I think this crossroads fight makes sense for both of them. I mean, it's not going to be good for the loser because, I mean, they already have a good amount of losses in a short period of time. But you also, this is the thing that's sad about boxing. Unlike the UFC, maybe because there's different fans or different styles that you can lose, submission, you can get knocked out, punches, kicked, whatever. But a lot of boxing fans, these fans ain't loyal. they're not really loyal, you know what I'm saying? And what they do is they'll turn their back. Like someone could be a man. Like when Robert Guerrero faced Mayweather, he had 1 loss. But then since that, he's added some more losses. Danny Garcia, like I said, Keith Thurman, David Peralta, and then maybe even the Aaron Martinez, if you want to consider that. And then fans turn on him like, oh, it's Guerrero. He's not this, he's not that. Oh, Josesito keeps losing. He's not this. You know what I'm saying? But that's, I mean, you have to also, the way I look at it is you have to also give them respect, because it's usually the guys who are not afraid to fight anybody are the ones with losing records, because they're challenging themselves. You know what I mean? And that's just the kind of how the way the game goes or whatever. Like you look at Gay Rosado, he doesn't have the best record in terms of wins to losses. He has losses, but he also fought Golovkin, he fought David Lemieux, he fought this person, Peter Quillen, he fought the Charlo, but you know what I mean? He's fighting everybody. Same thing with Guerrero. Guerrero stepped in with Mayweather, he stepped in with Keith Thurman, he stepped in with Danny Garcia, he stepped in with Orlando Salido, he stepped in with a ton of people, right? So I mean, naturally these guys probably will have losses. I mean, it's hard to do the Mayweather thing. Josesito, he fought Maidana, Canelo. That's 2 killers right there. You know what I mean? The only person that beat both of them that I could think of is Floyd, and that Floyd is Floyd, right? But Josesito, he's been in there with Jesse Vargas. He's been in there with who else has Josesito fought? He fought a ton of people, Victor Ortiz and Aaron Martinez. I mean, and that's kind of what happens. You're not going to win them all. So I like to fight. Ego Rumor Mill, you heard it here first. I would probably try to go down to this fight. I'm in the Bay Area, so it's not too far of a trek for this style fight. Obviously, if it was like further and it was gonna be a like super costly trip to the UK or New York, I probably wouldn't go for this particular fight, because all these trips add up and whatnot. But I would definitely try to support this, the California fight. Staples Center is lit. That's a good location for it. But you heard it here first. Let me know what you guys think. Robert Guerrero, Josesito Lopez. Both guys need a win. Josesito Lopez, he did bounce back, and he's coming off of a win, but it wasn't against a Robert Guerrero caliber name. And then obviously the winner can move on to maybe Berto Porter if they fight, or a Broner fight, Amir Khan, something like that. Brandon Rios, Victor Ortiz, that's another fight. If they fight and then we get a winner of that, maybe we see the winner of Guerrero Lopez versus Rios versus Ortiz. So welterweight's so stacked, there's a lot of different ways you can mix and match the guys. Drop it in the comment section. Make sure you share the video, like the video. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, is Ego signing off.